Let's talk about electronics. So one of the things people ask me a lot is, how do you keep your phone charged? This is my electronics bag. This is probably the heaviest thing. Let's see how heavy this thing is, because it's pretty heavy. So this is 1.5 pounds right here. And in this I have this is my charging bar. It's a 20,000 milliamps. That is fairly heavy. It'd be nice if they came up with other ones, but it's ANKUR. And with that, so I have the big charging bar. This is the little one. This is 5200, and this is the one that I keep in my pack for just in case all of a sudden if I need, like if I'm videoing that day and I've done a lot, my phone's running out of power, so I have this little quick one. All I need is just one charge, because I can always charge this off of this at night. But I might switch this to, they even have a smaller one, because all I need is just enough charge to get through the day. This is 5200. I can probably do a 25, about the size of a lipstick, because this is kind of heavy in itself as well. And then the cords that you want to have are, then you have 2 cords so that you can plug in, like when you're in town, you can plug in both these devices at the same time, or your phone. So next you have your cords to charge your batteries with when you get to town. And again, everything I have is ANKUR, ANKUR Power Plus. And here, this is the one when I get to town. It's got 2 ports so that I can charge 2 devices at the same time when I get to town. And at night as well, this also has 2 ports. So at night when I'm charging, I can charge my phone, I can charge my little guy, or I can charge my Garmin. My Garmin doesn't need charging very often, but when it needs it, obviously. So, but everything is 2 ports. This is 2 ports. Details. Okay, so those are my electronics, with exception of my Garmin. And if this is my little lifesaver, I chose to get the full size, but I'm going to check into getting the small one because it weighs half the amount. This is 8 ounces. It feels so heavy. After you've been on the trail and you have all these ultralight things, you pick some up and you go, oh my God, that's heavy. That's a half a pound. It's got a super heavy duty carabiner, and I always had that hooked right to my pack. If I got into any dangerous river crossings, then I would actually hook it to my bra or someplace on me that I know wouldn't rip off, because I would have my pack undone, so in case I fell, I could release the pack. It wouldn't take me down river. But the thing that my daughter used this all the way through 2,000 plus miles of the Aurora, not a scratch on it. I get it, and there's so many scratches on the screen that I could hardly read it. But I will tell you that thank God for this, because that's how I was able to be rescued when I was injured. But I'll have to find out how you communicate on the little one, because I don't know if there's a screen on it or how it works, because this has a screen on it. It's got the old style texting, so you like arrow over to that letter, then you press 3 times to get STR or whatever. So it takes a long time. It takes a long time to text, and but every day, every night for free, there's all different kinds of subscription plans that you can get with it. I would send out a message with my location to everybody who was on my email list. And it was just a last minute thing. If anybody wants to be on an email list, just let me know. And what it is people were tracking my progress. They would get the email, they would click on the link in the email, and then it would bring up a map and show you my GPS where I was at. You could change the satellite view, whichever you want. It's kind of cool. So a lot of people were following me that way as well. And I decided to go ahead and send a ping, I called it a ping, every day, whether I was 0 or not. If I was zeroing, meaning not hiking any miles that day or staying in town, because that way people at least knew I was still alive. If I didn't, say if I was taking a 0 day or 2 and didn't ping, people might have thought that something happened to me. So the other thing that I will tell you, because a lot of people don't understand how the SOS works, and they're always afraid they're going to actually accidentally press the SOS. So since I actually had to press the SOS, I will give you information on how that works. You peel down this thing right here. It's very hard to open, okay? There's on the side button, it's like you really have to pull to get it off there. And then there's a button, and you really have to push hard to get that button. So there's no accidentally. This is not the button. You peel it off, there's a button. Then what happens is you hard press that button and it activates. And it says you have activated the SOS system. If you've done this by accident, you can cancel it now by pressing it again. If you want to continue to have your SOS go out, then you just leave it alone, and it counts down 60 seconds, I believe. It gives you 60 seconds. And it's kind of terrifying when that happened. So, so anyway, make the decision to push that button. Okay. Making the decision to push that button was a very difficult one for me, but I knew that I had to do it because I could no longer take care of myself. So then they send you a message, and they say you get a message, and it says we received activation of the SOS alert. What is the nature of your injury? Then it takes you 3 hours to send the text because you got to go over here. I had my glasses on, but because the screen is so scratched and I didn't know how to put spaces, I didn't know how to put periods, so thank God somebody on the other end was able to figure it out. I didn't practice. I guess I should practice texting on it. But I had my glasses and I was able to get it done. Now I imagine what would happen if they sent a message saying what is the nature of your emergency and you did not respond. My guess is that they would send, then they would also send. They're not expecting you to answer, but I did let them know I wasn't life or death, but I was injured. I was unable to continue under my own power, et cetera, et cetera. So we were communications. They let me know in the helicopter. They let me know what they were going to do. Garmin actually, it is not them who comes to get you. They actually contact the agencies in the area of where you're at. They have your GPS. They contact the agencies, and then the agency lets them know how they're going to proceed to come get you. In this case, a helicopter came out of Fresno, and they let me know when they would, the ETA, I had to give my description, what I was wearing, I had my umbrella, I put on my red, and so that they would hopefully spot me easier, and then they came and got me. So that was really, really nice fellas who came and kept me calm. So that's the Garmin, one of the most important pieces of equipment. Back to these little bags. This is what I call the ditty bag, and I really got this down to small things as well, things that I didn't need. I had clippers and all kinds of stuff in it. Got rid of that. Again, I got a few handy wipes or wipes just to clean my face in the morning. Although if you saw my videos, there's time I forgot. And then I also have in here, I have like a little thing of just in case I needed it, a needle and some dental floss in case I needed to thread any blisters. And then I have I ended up having a little bit upset stomach on the trail, so I ended up getting some Zantac, and then of course earplugs in case I needed them for me or somebody else. And then in here also I've got a couple Band-Aids, and you never know when you need to whiten your teeth. So I've got that in there. Also in here, oh, here's my Neosporin. I usually have my Neosporin in my fanny pack. And then I've got, I have like 1 or 2 Q-tips, and I have extra hair ties. On the trail I wore extra hair ties on my hand because, as you know, this hair needed to go into lockdown. I've got some duplications in here because I took it camping. And then here's my hairbrush that I used. Little baby. There's different hairbrushes you can use. There's one that's got a larger face to it that folds up, that's got a handle on it. So I might look for one of those. And a razor, because mustaches happen. On the trail, a lot of people do not shave any parts of their body, and you'd be surprised how many women have lots of facial hair. I'm sorry, I'm still a little bit vain, so I have, but I didn't shave my legs. And the first time I shaved my legs one time in town, it took a long time. I didn't realize I had so much leg hair. And my legs, I didn't even recognize them without all the hair on them. Isn't that funny? But it's not like I look like Godzilla or anything, but anyway. And then the other thing, lipstick and perfume. After I take a shower in town, I gotta smell girly. So this is my little travel perfume, and it's filled with my favorite perfume. And then the other thing, the two I have is deodorant. And a lot of people say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't stand not having deodorant. And all I did was I broke it out of the plastic thing, little travel one. And see, so you just have little pieces like that. And you could actually just use the bag too. Because that's one thing I can't stand is perspiration. The other thing is I wear a retainer at night. Because at age 60, I decided to get my teeth straightened out a little bit because they started going crooked. I didn't realize that when you get older, your teeth start going forward and they start going crooked again. I wore braces in high school. So at age 60, I got braces, wore them for a couple years, and then at night I wear a retainer, and so I keep that in here, and I keep it in the case because I did not want to get the chance of getting it broken. So that's my ditty bag. And oh, here. Just a little reminder, when you send food in resupply bags, resupply boxes, do not send fruit pies. They become hard as a rock very quickly. It's a full bug suit. This zips open so you can feed yourself if you need to. The whole thing weighs like 5 ounces, both the top and the bottom. And what happened is I was on a forum last year and we got talking about different things. And I was saying mosquitoes is what would take me off the trail. And I was going to consider getting one of those tent covers and making something out of it so that I could wear. And then somebody sent me that on Amazon. They go, link, and they go, oh, they already make it. So guess what? I got that. So I don't know if you remember Chance. He's my mascot for the Las Vegas Golden Knights, our hockey team, which are amazing. I love hockey. Even before hockey, when I lived in Idaho, I loved hockey. But he went at least the first 200 and so miles. When I was in, where was I at? Warner Springs. He underwent surgery. I had to open him up and pull. I pulled some stuffing out. He lost weight too because I really wanted to keep him with me all during the journey. So he lost half of his stuffing. So, but he ended up going home after Big Bear. So he made it all the way to Big Bear. But I might end up sending him with me when he's a Gila monster, by the way, in case anybody doesn't know what he is. He's the Golden Knights mascot. His name is Chance, and he's amazing. He's a Gila monster. So he might end up in a resupply package when I get to Canada. All right.